You know you did something special, you know you were part of something special. So I said to David, we need to do this. So we reached out to the public and sought some adjudicators.
Yes.
And David is going to tell you more about the process and what we did, or what he managed. Ladies and gentlemen, David Stokes.
The legend that is.
Yeah, so as Kieran has said, do you know what? I'm stood in front of all these incredibly talented people. I'm having to talk. Pressure! And I've been to a lot of the shows, and they're really good. As Kieran said, Kieran had this kind of crazy idea and said, should we do a Fringe? I'd always wanted to do a Fringe. And I said, as I do, stupidly, yeah, let's give it a go. We'll get a few acts, we'll do something. 53...
64 in total when we count them all.
Well, yes, 64! Oh my God. I was saying, in a couple of years, people are going, oh, Medway Fringe. Yeah, we're going to Edinburgh to try our show out, and then we'll come to MedFringe to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah? Because it's much easier to park here.
You're lying.
No, that's not true, is it? Rochester. Right, so the awards. Now, Kieran wanted us to have awards. In fact, we all wanted to have awards, especially when we went from our original plan for 20 shows, because awards would have been awkward. You're all nominated. We had 64 shows. We had a team of adjudicators. Now, our adjudicators are not professionals, they're all volunteers. And it was amazing. We said, who would like to be an adjudicator? I've never adjudicated. Can I say judge?
Yeah.
That sounds awful, but kind of judge.
Don't judge me.
Before. So we had to learn all of this as we were going along. And it was an amazing experience. And we had 10 adjudicators. Are any of them in the audience? A couple of them.
And you.
I want to say a special shout out.
Oh, yeah.
To Nikki, because Nikki adjudicated 17 shows in 2 weeks. 17 shows! It also made the normalisation of the data really easy. No, it did. It genuinely did. You were the baseline on which I adjusted everyone's scores against. What we did was people went out, we had an online form, which came off the internet, to tell you how to adjudicate a show. And we were looking for artistic quality, originality and creativity, audience engagement, impact and memorability, and fringe spirit. That's what we were looking at. And there were a couple of kind of specific ones for particular categories. So we were looking at music, theatre, comedy, and spirit of fringe. And it was really, 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 really hard. Not because it was hard to adjudicate, straight judge, but because all the shows were genuinely brilliant. When it came to me, it was like, could you put the shortlist together of the finalists based on the scores? And everybody's like, but it was amazing. It was the best thing I've ever seen. We had such incredible comments, and you're going to hear some of them later. So even if you aren't one of the shortlist, bear in mind there were such tiny, wafer-thin differences between the scores. It was hair's breadth and really, really difficult for us. I did not see a bad show the whole time I was there. Not a single one. I think you'd say the same, wouldn't you, Nikki? It was not a single show that you weren't really happy. It was just
really,
like...
It was actually really hard to judge.
It was, yeah, and it was really hard to look at the scores, and when everybody's like, every show was amazing. So, we are going to call some people up, because I usually start my talks by saying if I could say a few words, I'd be a better public speaker, as you can tell. So we're going to go through the awards now, because you all want to go home. Just to say something about the awards, the trophies have been made by an incredible artist called Kerry Owens. She has done a brilliant job. They are made handmade. They've been made by a local artist. They've been made out of reclaimed materials. And if you get a chance to see one of these, even if you're not going to win it, have a look, because they're such beautiful works of art. And they are so Medway. They're slate, they're wood, they're rope, they're copper. They are Chatham Medway through and through. So if you've won one, I'm genuinely jealous, because they are beautiful pieces of work. And if you haven't won one, come back next year, because I'm sure we'll even more next year. So, So if I can introduce our incredible, I mean, what can we say about our mayor, who ought to be, next year will be having his own show, we were just talking about that. So, would you like to come up and introduce for everybody the Music Award, please?
I'll have that one. You'll need that one.
Okay.
Cool, so going to see Evan.
Wow. They actually invited me to my first MedFringe. And actually, this is the first MedFringe. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. So we're making history today. Before I start, I just want to say a few words and thank you all for the invite to Anthony.
Yeah.
That was amazing. So I'm going to rework what I was going to say to kind of honor what you were saying. Because the Docs have and did play such an integral part of our community here. And when I took on the post as your mayor to serve you, I made one of the decisions to focus around community cohesion. And this is what we're about today. So, time flies, life dies, but Phoenix rise. Okay? And that's what I want for all of Medway. We are going to be a phoenix born out of the ashes of the Docs and find new industries, new ways to connect, new ways to engage, all using art.
Yeah.
Why do I love art? You have very few opportunities to express yourself. But art is a space I found at a very, very young age. I believe I was created. Some of you might not believe in creation, that's fine. But I believe I was created. So if I was created, I must create, right? Follow me, yeah? I must create because I was created, right? So if I must create, I must be a creative, isn't it? Right? And if I'm talking about community cohesion, we must be creative and find ways to connect with each other. If it's art, so let it be. If it's dance, so let it be. If it's music, comedy, we are creatively looking for ways to connect with each other. So that's why I'm super proud to be here. Some of you have done performances and you were visited by the adjudicator, aka the mystery shopper.
Yeah.
I can do it, right?
Yep.
I can do
Yep.
comedy. Yeah, I can.
Set him up.
I can. The laughing mayor, that has a ring to it. Yeah. But on a serious note, let's get things moving. There were 4 acts, shall I say, in the music awards that were adjudicated by the mystery shopper. The first one was Night at the Musicals. I like that. Night at the Musicals. The comments were thus: the staging, costumes, and dancing will live with me for a long time. The second one being Madame Chandelier's Grand Theft Opera. And I'm conscious as I'm saying that, I'm thinking of the video game, but it's not, I can assure you. Madame Chandelier's Grand Theft Opera, very distinctive opera meets panto meets storytelling. She managed to engage a group of pre-teens and keep them engaged for a whole hour. Can you imagine that? Teens engaged for an hour without mobile phones, that's amazing. No mean feat, and even more impressive, the vocal range. Karen Reeves Tompin in the house. Where are you? It was hard not to be carried away by the music, and she had everyone on their feet dancing. Wow. And the last but not least, Mojo Rising. In a pub on a Sunday afternoon, it's hard to keep an audience with you. They had a core of people who stayed for a very long time, singing, whilst others came and went throughout the performance. Towards the end, everybody was tapping their feet and singing and dancing along. So that's what you have, guys. Yeah? That's what you have. Round of applause for all the acts. this is something I'm going to tick off my bucket list, right? Yeah, the bucket list thing, yeah? So, can we have a drum roll, please? For the... I can tell you're tired and you want to go home. Right, the winner is Night at the Music Hall.
It means so much to me. This show was created to show the magic of musical theatre and to create an opportunity for all of this lot here to get to perform and show off all their talent. It was full of joy, energy, laughter and emotions with songs we all know and love. This award isn't just for me, it's also for Brooke, Rebecca, Isla, Amelia, Gracie, Zoe, Catherine and Chloe. All your dedication and creativity and talent is the heart of this show. You guys are the heart of this show. And I also want a massive thank you to I4 because with all your behind the scenes stuff you do for me, I appreciate you so much. And finally, thank you to the MedFringe team. Like, you've created an amazing opportunity for all of us. So thank you so much.
All the music was amazing, but there was a comment that I loved about the Night of the Musicals, and that was from our adjudicator: I am not going to judge this as a youth show. They're too good and it doesn't do them service. That was just like, that's how incredible. So congratulations. So our next award is the theatre category. Oh my God, this was hard to judge. Again, it was hair breadth between all the different shows, and it was such a difficult job for the adjudicators, and it was such a difficult job to pick the overall winner, and that is the same for literally all the shows. But to present this, please can I ask David from Scarlett's Printers, who's been a huge supporter of MedFringe, to the stage to come and present this award.
When Kieran approached me a few months ago and said, would we like to get involved with MedFringe as a Medway-based business employing 100 people in Rochester, we were absolutely delighted to get involved. And hearing what the Mayor said earlier about the community getting involved, we certainly got our staff all involved, and I know they went to several other shows as well. So I'm absolutely delighted to be able to support it, and we'll definitely be supporting it next year as well.
Well done.
The nominations for the theatre are as follows, and these are the comments from our adjudicators. Misery and Apples, a wonderful weaving of storytelling and musical instruments. Kit the Musical, the cast were fabulous and so professional. Both the leads were perfect in their roles and extremely talented. It was a new and raw but wonderful a story full of intrigue, espionage and conspiracy. The cast was energetic and well rehearsed and directed. Macbeth. I'm ashamed to say that I wasn't expecting that. The quality and professionalism produced by this cast was outstanding. I'm not going to judge them as a youth theatre group, as this would do them an injustice. They would give many adult casts a run for their money. Preparation and delivery could not be faulted. Well done. And finally, Maisie. The beginning of the performance almost lulled us into a full sense of security with the stage set up with painters' equipment. The story being told was engaging from the start and kept us hooked throughout. I'm delighted to announce that the winner is Macbeth Regenerated.
As quite a few people have joked to me, it's remarkable that I'm doing this despite my head being cut off at the end of the play. So, sorry I'm working off the phone, I left the script at home. On behalf of the cast of Macbeth Regenerated, I would like to say a really big thank you to judges for choosing our show for the award. We're all really proud of how the show came together and of how well both performance nights went. We started work on Macbeth rather, back in January, originally planning for an April performance, but that didn't happen because the show is cursed. But the extra few months gave our cast time to dig into their characters and level up their performances, so no matter. I would like to draw attention to the big age range we've got in our cast. You can't quite see it because we haven't got all the cast here, but the youngest performer we had was 10.
Wow.
While our eldest performers are into their late 20s. I'm sure I speak for all the older members of the cast when I say just how impressed we were with the dedication and effort of our younger members, who really had some challenging work to do, particularly Macduff, because I was trying to kill him. And they've tackled a very challenging play with loads of confidence. Shakespeare in particular and Macbeth are quite worthy, yet still they managed to deliver the dialogue with clarity and thought. Many of them were rehearsing with scripts. Let me say that one again. Many of them were rehearsing without scripts before I was. Along with a big thank you to all our cast, I would also like to thank our tech team, I4, who's somewhere, I can't see, there he is, for managing the lights and sounds in a surprisingly complicated show, much more complicated than I thought it'd be when we started, especially when the act-generate hags are on stage. I would like to thank Jen for her tireless work organising Spotlight's wardrobe, especially since she was also involved with Kit at the same time. I would like to thank Sky, who I can't see, there she is, for managing the cast backstage on both performance nights, and of course all our front of house team. And finally, I would like to thank Kieran, without whom none of this would have happened.
Yeah.
Are in their late 20s. Can you imagine? They managed to make it up on stage. I'm in my late 20s. Very late. To the point where I don't think they're coming. You also mentioned the M word many times that I'm now stood on stage, the cursed word you're not supposed to mention in a theatre.
I'm allowed to.
It's okay.
According to the law of St. Patrick Stewart, once you've played the main role, you're allowed to say it whenever you want to.
I just know I'm still under the light rigging. That's what I'm worried about. Okay, so sorry. So now I actually have the honour. We actually argued over this.
We did.
Over presenting the comedy award. Now, when you think about fringes, most people think comedy, and I think that's been for so many of the judges just the opportunity to go and see so many brilliant comedians and laugh along and hear all the to be in the audience when people are laughing. It's not a Cambridge venue, Erin, so there was laughter. So I would say it's an in-joke, but for those of us that were in the audience. So we have 4 amazing comedians who are nominated today, and again, wafer thin between all of them. So first up we have Rachel Krieger, and the judges described it as a completely different, adventurous comedic production. Next we have Nathan Cassidy, a fabulous storytelling with real mixture of belly laughs, thoughtful moments, tears, emotional, moving, hilarious, and equal measures. Then we have Phil Green. This actor certainly knew his craft. How you make a pressure washer hilariously funny is genius in itself. And then Aaron Simmons. And Aaron should be selling out auditoriums. He is a skillful comedian. The creative way he presents and brings his audience along paints a picture in your mind, and it's real genius. So I am genuinely honoured to be announcing our winner. And the winner for the Comedy Award for the first MedFringe Awards ever is the incredible Aaron Simmons.
I didn't think I'd win. A lot of the thank yous have already been said. Thank you to everyone who's organised tonight and made sure the fringe has happened. Like, bringing up a brand new fringe is a, quite frankly, ridiculous idea to do, but you somehow managed to do it. I also want to say a special thanks to the Glassbox Theatre who put in a ramp that was so tall I could not get up it in my wheelchair. That is why I'm barely standing up here tonight. We've already talked about how important art is. It is, like, I want to say to every aspiring artist and young person and queer person and neurodiverse person, be weird, be fucking different, because normal people don't change anything. I'll see you next year, I'll do it again.
Award of the night, and again, this is probably the hardest one, so I'm glad that Kieran will be presenting it, and that is the MedFringe Spirit of the Fringe Award.
Me again. You're going to get more soon, I'm sure. So the Spirit of the Fringe. Any of us who have been to a Fringe festival knows that it takes, like Erin said, much more than the norm. You've got to be prepared to be knocked down at every peg by the person who doesn't take your flyer in the street to the person who walks out in the middle of your show when the exit is right past the front of the stage. Fringe is hard, Fringe is real tough, and it takes a special kind of person to be able to get up there at Fringe and succeed. It takes a lot of work, but it's a passion that can really pay off. The Spirit of the Fringe Award is all about, as we've looked around at everybody giving it their heart and soul, who we think has really shone as one of those people. So this award is not about a show in particular per se, it may be. It's also about specific individuals, people that we've noticed along the way, people that we've said, that person needs noticing because they've done something special. So most of the people on this list don't know they were shortlisted. So here we go. We'll start with this one. From Where There's a Will Reed. This performed at Poco Loco. So Will grouped up with 2 other comedians to take the step to create their own show. Used the opportunity to do his first 20-minute slot. Well done, Will. That's big for a comedian, if you don't know. But has sought advice on how to succeed at Fringe and has taken the advice, has absolutely run with it, and we've seen him showing up. He has shown up at every opportunity we've provided, the press launch, the carnival, and instead of just standing there talking about his own show, has talked about everybody's shows. There with these Fringe programmes and was talking about what people are into so that he could point them in the right direction of what was in the Fringe Guide. Something that's really important is about building that network and building that community, because if you support others, they support you back. So when they chose their venue, they chose an intimate venue to start to find their feet, and has shown real promise and willing, and it has paid off for them. These guys were one of those full houses I was talking about at the Fringe Festival, which for their first show as a group was really, really well done. And that is absolutely down to the hard work and dedication that Will, as the front man of those 3, put in. So really well done. Next, I've got quite a few of these, but they're all just so special. The guys at the Bohemian, Miguel and Billy. So they opened the Bohemian. These guys opened the Bohemian in May. 2.5 months ago. But jumped feet first into MedFringe. And were an absolute stable venue as part of the MedFringe Festival. We've seen their technical rig grow from when we turned up to do our press launch there. Crikey, was that last month? I think it was, yeah. So long ago. But we turned up there and their tech was very minimal. They had a very warm space, they were just starting to understand their space and how it works with heat, which wasn't so good. But they've dealt with it, they've developed, and we've seen them grow as the festival went on. They've been so welcoming of an incredibly diverse range of things, like workshops for neurodivergent kids that Sam Rapp ran, which is a fantastic way of reaching out to new people. They had comedy, they had theatre, and have actively shouted about MedFringe, pushing it and made a name for it. So well done to the team at the Bohemian. The next one is G. Watson, who did a show called G. Watson Gets Gen Axed. He performed at multiple venues. So, again, doing loads of shows across a Fringe is a real way to test your work, to get out there, get in front of people, and see a diverse range of people through the door. So he had shows at the Bohemian, he had shows at the Queen Charlotte, and has done multiple performances across several venues. He also used the opportunity to not just do his own show, but also hold performances for showcases. And I've seen a lot of faces around the room that were part of those showcases that gave audiences an opportunity not just to see what they expected, but something different and make decisions about those. And it's, again, building that network, making strong connections. Again, was showing up at places like Carnival, the press launch, and has actively supported other shows and other performers, and has become an ambassador for our little festival. The last one is a cast, and this is the cast of Kit the Musical and the writer Julian Owen. And this is because the show Kit the Musical sums up exactly what the whole of Fringe Spirit is about. It's about pushing the boundary with something brand new, something that might get a mixed report when people come back from it. Some of the cast, where am I? Sorry, should have learned this, shouldn't I? Learned this script. It happened because of Fringe. It wasn't that it was happening, Fringe came along and it stepped on board. Fringe was happening so it could happen, which is a real embodiment of the Fringe spirit. It was put together in an incredibly short time. Some of the cast were new to acting, but they left their audiences hooked. They got involved at every opportunity with things like Intrafest on the lead up to MedFringe. Any other fringe that you go to, there's always an important place to go out and talk about and to showcase what you're about to perform. In Edinburgh, it's the Royal Mile. Everybody knows about the Royal Mile. Chatham became our Royal Mile for the Chatham Carnival. The Kit Cast were there, performing multiple times throughout the day. We had the Intrafest a few weeks earlier, a great way to gently ease into that flyering practice, and they were there. And according to the person who wrote this, which was David, it was brilliant too. So I guess what remains is for me to open this envelope. Oh, I didn't click through. I didn't want to give any surprises away. So, the winner, if we can have a drum roll. The winner of the first ever Spirit of MedFringe Award for 2026 is Hit the Musical.
Okay, thank you so much. Looking around this room full of incredible people who made this festival happen. Obviously, we can't go without mentioning Sharon Jackson, Dr. David Stokes, and obviously Kieran Riddell, who are the people that made MedFringe even exist. Who knew that a few conversations would end up with over 50, although I've learned today it's 64, different acts over more than 10 different venues at the inaugural festival. And I'm sure we'll all look back a few years and think, oh, how cute that we thought that this was big. So, what about Kit? Bringing a brand new show to life on a local fringe stage is an act of pure love. It means rehearsing whenever we can, learning lines, lyrics and harmonies at home. For some of us, that meant listening to the soundtrack to and from work every day and annoying, enchanting co-workers with the same songs repeatedly. It means talking to local people, to let them know that yes, there are very exciting things happening in Medway, and giving them a taste of the songs to encourage them to come and see those shows. In some cases, not naming any names, this meant pouncing on your regular customers at work and gushing about this amazing new show and this local festival that you're in while they were being served by your co-workers, so they had nowhere to go and had to listen to you. Kit the Musical is a deeply personal project, a labour of love which started about a decade ago. It was penned by the wonderful and incredibly talented Dr. Julian, who wrote such an incredible and intriguing script with beautiful and moving songs. There was really something for everyone, with so many different genres of music which were peppered with really loads of references. Some even were the words of Kit himself. Thank you to Julian for being such an endless font of Marlowe facts and for bringing your joy and enthusiasm to every rehearsal. It was truly infectious. And this award truly belongs to the whole village that it took to make this show. Yeah. To Dr. Paul James, our wonderful musical director, thank you for bringing the music to life so brilliantly, for guiding the cast with such patience and adding some amazing harmonies. We hope we did you proud. To the incredible actors who I had the honour of working with, thank you for sharing your voices and pouring your hearts into these roles. So many of the audience members mentioned how much they could tell we loved this show and how much it shone through in the performances. To our lovely crew, Will and Ivor, who made us look beautiful and sound wonderful every time we stepped on that stage, and adjusting to any and all changes that came your way. To Kieran, our director, who took it above and beyond what was only supposed to be a concert performance,
helping us really dig into our characters and bring them to life, and who also generously imbued us with your many years of wisdom and experience in the world of theatre to help us shine like the stars that we are. And most of all, thank you to everyone who bought a ticket and took the chance in all the local performances. Independent homegrown theatre only works because people show up. Let's keep supporting one another, making our art right here in Medway and telling stories that bring us together. I think it's safe to say that MedFringe26 has been a huge success, so let's make next year even bigger and better. So talking of next year, I shall end with the words of good Queen Bess. Let's get on with the shows! Get on with the shows! Thank you!
So Kieran's going to close now, but just for all of us to remember, you've got 50 weeks until we do this all again. No pressure, but it's going to be bigger and better, and just please keep getting involved in MedFringe. I'm going to, when he's finished,
I'm here.
hand over to Kieran.
Thank you. And thank you so much to all of you guys here tonight for coming out here on Thursday, like I said earlier, and for taking a chance on MedFringe. It really is not just us in the background that make this happen, it is all of you guys. So you may have noticed I've worn a lot of hats this Fringe. A lot of hats. From performing in shows to directing things, directing the festival, but really, no Fringe is one or small group of people, it's everybody. The Medway Fringe Festival, already in year one, is on par with the biggest established fringes in Kent for 2026. Something that we should all be incredibly proud of. There's a huge number of people to thank, like massive, and I don't really know where to start. I started making a list last night, and when I got to 43 names, I decided I'm just going to stop, step back from it, and say instead, thank you to everybody. Because there's no way I could name every single person who has given their energy, their effort, their passion, and their love to this festival. There is no way that I can know every single person and how you've invested. So, for a long period leading up to this show, it was all held together with goodwill and love of some very few people, of David, myself and Sharon, but very quickly grew. Organisations that you can see there on the board who stepped up, most of them giving their support to us in kind, not doing it for financial gain, but doing it to support what we do, just as everybody else. We got a small amount of money from Medway Council not long before the festival, which meant we could step that up even further. Everything has snowballed, and so many people have given what they can for graphic design, signage, space, time, so much time, skills, flight hours, wherever Clive is, it's some really random things. Where am I? Voice. Everyone's given this a voice. Everybody's shouted about it. Everybody has used the voice that you have to spread the word and to share about this. Organisational ability, critique, so in terms of critique, we've even had international review bodies reviewing as part of MedFringe to make sure that those people who are performing here are getting that critique that they can take further. I think I've said enough and you've all heard a lot from me, but like I said, I don't want to miss a single person. Every single person in this room, by your very being here, has given to MedFringe, and all the things you've seen, all the people you've seen along the way, thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. And in case you weren't sure, applications are open for MedFringe 2027.
50 weeks.
We already have at least 10% of the shows we've got this year, and we've not even really wrapped up this one. So I look forward to seeing what you all have to offer and how we can make this go from something amazing to something even bigger. Thank you very much, everybody.
You can go home now.
Everyone out. Out my boat. Get out. Yeah.
It's closing time, shouldn't we?